and wait for the president to drive past you. It was a feeling that cannot be described. I don't know if you have had a similar experience.
I never had the experience of actually being there or being part of it, because somehow I never made the cut during the rehearsals, so I couldn't make it there. But it was always exciting to watch from home and to sit behind the television and hear my father take us through the history every time it had to happen. Very exciting for children.
Teacher Kantanka, I'm sure you have seen quite a few of these occasions.
I remember the occasion very well. During the days of Nkrumah, students were lined up on the roadside, and I was always very happy to be amongst them. So holding our flags and waving when the president passes.
You actually had the honor of seeing the Osajifo himself. And what did it feel like standing there and seeing the man Osajifo, inspect a parade that you were very much a part of?
Yes, because you have been brought up to believe that he's the first gentleman of the land. And to see the first gentleman of the land, you become a bit very, very happy in your life. You write a story about yourself, one page in your life that you have seen the president.
That's right. And Commander, you was telling us about the inspection of the parade. The president, of course, is doing...
Yeah, wo Kumase ne nkran enti sesi a Kumase na wo hwe omo ye commentary omo kabrofo ye so ya bankran ye beka twi the president ye ne se wo kohwe ye parade na ya mount ye no ye guard of honor na edition animonyam no wo kwa kohwe na mbisa se ana prof na wo ho sabre no nam se mponko ya wo ba edi animu no sabre no na Nkrumah ba na mponko na di animu sa
debi me de men
na sabre na TV wo ho
mami we do bisa sem debi TV the same say 65 and Sunday TV ba na almost what the same kuntinsi satellite
kuntinsi
in fact na
Accra de na Kumase de
Accra na omo egusu ba bebie no mu na am say jama ada say before or after na ku no e ba ye nti ho de men kan ye nti am say because me ni ameka kakran say na de no nye ready na you dine and a chance be ware no they quickly put everything together to be able to see that ceremony of the wedding but if you on it went dead until say am say omo restore no ye
nti sabre no independence mo anhwe bi won parade a omo ye grounds declaration no ni we no
debi 57 dey o kofa na hene kenzo wo hobby na ahwe bi
sa
na say TV there
nti wo woni nkran de ye kan sabre no hu hu
we so beti radio so
oh okay ti radio for na be run commentary na mamo
na radio ho
enti sabre no so 6 match ye no say ya said de na ye president baaye and okoye if you sabre say na Charles Aden Clark wo
so the independence handing over and all those took place
and no ye no enwumre 5th enwumre na 6 match na ankasa 6 match na ankasa
so kai the famous speech Ghana is free forever. When Kwame Nkrumah ni ministers ni adishia ya omo
polo grounds
na flag
yes
Ghana went up and then the Union Jack came down.
Okay. Na meka sabre mo se oyenu eve of the independence.
Yes, it's possible.
Fifth na de be chie no.
No mo ye na say independence day no mo ye parade no yeah I think
okay.
Correct.
Na sabre na wonya fie be say.
Na 57 kra na enwo. Na me hunu say enipa bi na edi woso. Na woje wo ho afire. Na nsam. Emi say samane bi a woya foforo na wonim hwi. O na mamre no de be ye gya okwan. Nti me hunu say aponko ne enoma ye hunu nya na ntade kura na ohima krom. En wo mo anso na di enso ntini fanse wo mo amamra na ye di gya ye kwan na de minim si ye de be keka ho de a e be say free say ye ade ya susu a ye nyine ye am say sa mamra no say ya ne
sa
nti metwa kasa enye ye nya ya mamre eye wo mu de a be say wo mu nana ye hye wanse
uko match pass ni bida
banya ha nkrande
ukrom uko this match ni bida
an kakra za enti na
net o say fi say na say
anije say nkora doso ne ye de waka ho
okay
na fe fa ho de nso ho nsam ye ka kire wo ne je say kan ne ye nko ne ye firi mu nti ne ye yi amamre em say ya de a yesi say nyina no wo mo ye kwafo mu kura no be hwe wi ansa ne yakwafo nti na anika
amanfo se be yanka enkwala na ye de wo mu kosa parade we ne ye nya ifri se e man kwala ne bre etieti o mfa wo so wadwen ye wo se
me dia me kan se ade a me bu na me se na me ya kwada na me tena me na ase e na nyina beduru se yi enti sadie etia no me na metima ka se enkwada no so ba na be wura wo mo visa na ye wole twa bi wo Legon oba ayi Legon be 1995 mo no be na aha so me kira de wa.
Oh, beautiful.
Physics. Anyway, professor.
Hey.
Ose ade ne ba na dwunu mu se obe kira de wo Legon. No ko bisa ne ba professor na age se wo sua de wo se me sua de. Ndu amfana ndi sua anya agro na nan kwada bere mu no a ye introduce kira no. Na kwada no.
Eno wa be
penye. Nti am se chance ye firi. Sabe sanya brand kom ne ade na nka asokire fo do e be hwe nkora ne yi a eboa e be se ma kwada nso ensuro bejom ana de wo ye nyina no me de metima kansa school no ka ho de but ye ntete e firifie akora bi wo wa de bote ye no kora firifie na kasa akora no de firifie na mum se ye kirew e wo fie ho a enyina so no na me se foundation wo ho ntina emma wo ya to aso ba bia wo nsu edu be bi bisa
kwala ne be ba parade abe match na kwala no kura yo mu de ifiri mo kura be ha wo mo pa na prof enti we isa no ye history no so ye esua aka yetimu de ana six match bedure heye six match na wete sam
ho na me meka kakra fo me nua die so parade no kwa de me fi se no kwa emwa emo mu senia o chiri mu se wo fie na ye di bibi tetewo a utimi gina so de ya de enti se ke be ya parade no me ka se ye nyimfrim emo me mfa emphasis no nkoho na emo sua ye benya fimu no adi titire benya fimu no ne ye de ma. Okay. Once oma mfato ho se efie enkwala bebre bi ana mfiase no wanya enyina so a wodi benyi betima mawo example kasi bi pa na me wo South Africa na one time Cape Town me baby a me wura bia no I tried to establish very good friendship dina baby a me tie no na proprietress no me ni ye free pa na one time me ba from ho na ne office no young girl bi hwa osapa na cigarette ana no na me de cigarette de obi a madam for no crowd ntimi ye na wagya no nam say what you are smoking nam say shock onya obi ntimi nkasa nkire no sada wana cigarette no call from no pie okoya na maame no she's my daughter talk to her so
onya yanka obi akasa kire no
ma wo maame no enim so betima train you ba say you can't touch cigarette na me mom na me ba enya effect on so ndi ekwan bebre so no parents no bi nso mom ho modin na aba be pie omanu mu na ye nyina be ye problem amaye nti parade no nkuto de nti me ma ye nya amamre na mom history no more important
history no hia pa na wo kire African studies ye kan history asemi kire ye history kakra enkronkro na ba ye na di ni bi wono ma chebi yesi kibi asante yesi ashante chese said ya keka no kra enye de kra
and say history no ya enoma mi na history
his story okay
enti memfa ne sa nsam asie na mpanimfo anaze buroni kokko akan bom eno ato di no na ya brabo bia ye bona sase su bia no enyina so no ya miansa de atwa mukro da bia ye duro ade de ye bekro enka ya ye kai ni nesi ye kai ya trasia ensisan ya beba kira
amen
sana abakosamtia se nesi ye nti ye nye biem na kesa bibia asipa asma wo busai na nanom anchichiri kurokwa
okay
ena yantu din so kwa edin to kuro chichire edin a de tu kroso enne sade enne ade amaye ne ntuma fire enne ye ntuma nchirase nyina wo senti binti nti ablofo no ba firamano ne ba ya na wo mo ni jifise ye bibi a ye nua no kora anya baako ye nsam nso nya baako eni ye bibi anso dos problems no so
e dos
na o hwe asante kuma si kure na de kwaman empo ye hwe busua ayi ahenie mu no na obi biara pania wo baabi kakra na se wanyini kakra no ono na ehwe na busua so
okay
ti no ma hene ebie obi ani obi so sa ya busua panini we ni ya pani we ni wa we ni be hwe so ena na ewo kwa nti na me read book bi na me share danya ho research papa hanso ye kwa ho nti nya na nsem nyina na ya na enipa no na ye fana bu
okay
na wono no de dote eniadan ze na nananum ewo baabi te se adukromu ne abo ne nua soso na ne ye hihim
sa
tene ye koba ya be sho
okay
ze na ne bie ne nheda enya na papa ne twetwa nua na ode homa kyekere ya na no wase ye fana bu to bia boss ai na wana ye sa anchichire den na se ajabu sa ajabu ya de mekwa akosua abu ya de ene be ya abu sia na be biara
sa ye benya abusia
abu no ayi edan sie no eye enipadom bi ene hia we wo faase onuaba na konta na yire nua den sangrofo nyina na ehye den mu anase ye wo sa bia no me say ye nkrofukuo abusia nso ye nkrofukuo nti ajabu edan ya wasie de mekwa akosua obekekere no na ne namfofo ne na busia nyina so aba ho enti ma wo mu hu se ba bibia nipakuo wo no ne say ye abusia enti interesting sano me nyina ya de amakwa na wo hwe ya sante Kumasi kure de kwa aman tafo nyina tafo ewo na mahene ensuta wo na mahene amakumo wo na mahene kumawu enu obia de na etene ba bie kopime se edurube bi se yanka ye ho amomo a emwa enokra no eye ntokwa oba se na me kokono amebo amente wo konfawa ye mehia no wodom no fa bebo ame
okay
no ya ko kire wa no wodo abeka no na ma otumfo penso asante be ye kese no zena ni nyina ye denkyira se denkyira di asante so be se mpema ayemfie be ya hasa
eye mfimfini mantamu denkyira ya
300
one pensem denkyira
na ka chanti ya ma otumfo kora ko wo so wonko sunya hene setu enti antwene ne no ma ya bo nyina ante asante eson denkyira ya de ade nyina hona epiefi
okay na
eba se enhihye bi ne amamene bi ne sade nsem bi fida nkyere ba no asante gye ne ho anyi eduru bi kra se maba wa no yenya mfie be du nwatwe kwaduenu no Nana so mo me kwa no bochia ana se me kwa dan man da kan so ye kwa
dan
kai si ni ho na ababa wa wanya mfia be dum konkodu no na aka jen so bra no me kwa dan ye be ba na bibiri kwa nyem o kan se na be nya sa de hye ene o ba anyem je da na ye nse bibiri ana course wan de se ho we de be siensi ana je se ene na mua ma o tumfo se tu di free ho free denchira edwane ye bra no wonne denchira denchira o ma hene no enuaba enyemye
okay
na ne bra ye be pebe ma wo di sa adwuma no
oni dwane ye no
sable na on the convano chinso ewo ho
okay
and I just said nne mua wonne me di be pie kumase a e ba se se ne mrase ne edi aba sa asante obia mfa ne yira wodo no mna se ne wonfa mna na se therefore di aba dia yempre nti abamre kire abakozam kire se omo twa omo smartphone nsa ne kese ye cycle
okay
we are ready to fight
okay tetene ye twa osomafo nsa e kire se
odimoja na be kire
se omo e cycle
yeah ma wo akua mo na mo nyumza akwa ne wura mo se ne wan ampanso de nchira ho ode
na se den asante e cycle ode nchira so
yes
okay
when nne moa me twanity visa ye bere no nhyeda e bere fofo ana kire se nne moa ma konfana che ba no se de ekono wo kono de nananum ade na de a kire me no enye wo ko a e be fa na trasa se ni ye hia obi a ye besie no mo ye bedwudwa no obi kura ye hyehye no ba bia wo kono no odene pa no ye mfa no nko ho ma ne ntutuo ne tutuo ne bo no na wowu wo pra enam no se emo ne bi kura ba wi a ba bibia enam no yetua na no beto bia no aya sante asase asantefo beje ho isa yensem bebre abakosa mefe me ko Germany na mitimi se wo mo mpe even ka kura ye sha asase ye ho abakosam yetimi ya man kura no esua bi firi mo
enti fa ye bedru kumase efise kumase na ne ye parade
enti e ba se wo mo kan ye ho bo mu na enkonimidie ba ye no ene esenkrofo e de wo mo ni ayede asananti
aha
krofo e de wo mo ho ayede asa because osaya okon because of war ndi kumase asakire na asanti ene ba ya asante akwase gogonzo ba ye be na
ashanti wo tuwi ka asante no
nti meka bi ni majabi bi na ya se kajebi nso ya se kajebi
ene ye kajebi
o se ekade nti wutumi se sano me nyina no ye din bia na nan bibi nti ena me ya
ena omode to
ene ya se sano hwe nkokọ hwe din bia ya twere no ho no
e kaw
pa me atere me se ya mepese ya twere book bi na wo mu kura ho ho mfaso nkyire ma be
sua
papa ni yire ne bo wo ba wanyem akura nya mfie be dunso kana so yesi asiwa omomofo ya soma bia wasanke ya mama ya nya no ne akura nya me mama ya no ho ade waze eno so wo kura ma ya ho ade ya me ma nkokọ ena adan kakao no
Enze unkokọ oh
ya ntana amza no bebere wa
yesua yekuro no se de baaye na face abre no so anya hwe se yesua law ye mu che origin of law ye say French Normans and omuko England and omuko bisa se na ha no sen na mu ya asem si am solve and omu say ye can say oh we use the common law ewo ye ntemo and ye benya common law no hima de bre ansa no hima de wono ne common law no bre ye no na ye mera be no wa ye disi ye ntemo asem
oh mami ho de na ye nia ye wo ye de
okay
wo hwe krata bi ti se ratra nga shanty laws ni ade na kakra kra ye ti efi ye na nam ho ora yi no in saying near one rapa, ye. Now, we share said the account for Munoa. Now you will what your friend if you ask them.
Okay.
And you will a man sem.
Okay.
In Tuesday, near cross, you can't say where you if you ask them, if you sem. The ancient kind of fee. In the senior, ye near an arm of us, a kind family no, or more head no, and now, or she is yeah.
Okay.
Nanam say, or mu ye or mu near me ye no, namely piano, slowum, any sebe, and braya the yedumano, ever ho.
Okay.
This a we share a crabby out of a say crab aqua. A ye, say no more chichi no, Emma home quines a sebi, wokra no, unfifi no more. No be of fifu from who saw ya at the bonny ultimate yam. And much as say, yenina jitum say, Emra ye the ye juma.
Okay.
Na sabi u bro a yino so na o call a man or mine no mra hoa, and you see the real.
Ah, ubro a fisem so.
Yes.
Now call to or mine mra.
Yes.
Na samra no sapre no why na tintimu ye.
Oh, and
anani akeka akire ye ho ye ni say
ye wo kwa bebre so ane ye me yete emra no se foforo bi betomu a ye bodawuro se ohene se efi kine ekọ obi enkwafuom na abeye
mra
enti no mo ka bi se hoho entomra efi se wa wo krom no de wunnim nia ye de ye adwuma
de ubofo be boy no wote
wate ena nia ya hihya to ho no na de kroba ako a na eboa yen kese pa eni se wo hwe ayamamuo no mu a eni ebi kwasi broni kura de ho a na ye di nyame som sa frem nse ya yese ye di ancestors nti onu ohin no osiso no wo gina ancestors na ye fra ancestors ni twi wo gina ye na nanum anamu
okay
ohunti ase ye nyina wo suromano eni ebuo se ni onu ani tumi no de te ho hinti religion eni amamu no emra no ekabom ena no de ye adwuma
I see na bofu ka bibi se na osinke ma nananom ensan mmra ye amamu mu
yemma won kwan no mrem
yemma won kwan ye be mo kwan se fi se 1992 constitution yin kura wontumi nya amanyosem o
na me ka se ye ni abre pa de a yin review 1992 constitution no on say wo hwe kwan ye fa so by this was military regime all corner the way by intiki nya ye ba civilian rule no na ka say ye nyina etimi gitum say no we dey yen to ye because everything was imposed on the nation what many ya me ngonwa kese pra ne bar association nso mo boycott proceedings
Ghana Bar Association
yes
Sabre na ye drafted 92 constitution
because they were opposed to the method and no more dey ye na ye nyenye wi a na fe mo relax yes come na mo stand up say no this constitution was virtually imposed on the nation. The moment I review, because there are so many provisions. Sabi amoayen.
But on says Sabi so close to be a mudi shame. Muntina fe uko kana na ya sebo.
Yes, na say a homeland there. It was difficult. I'm here to say.
And they know
in yenya fahudi papa no. Yenya nkambum because what you said there was a yimreso. President Mays, see a review constitution.
Okay.
You're talking of over 30 articles now to review. So why do you have to go to the extent of not setting up a body to now give us a modern constitution? Take your bida. Yeah, post a military rule. No, they went back and had a revised constitution.
Okay.
Timothy said if we really want to move forward with proper civilian rule there. 92 constitution must be trashed.
Trashed, Prof. Trashed the Anton change.
Yes, that's the point.
But to me, if you say, wow, don't sabe you are trying to unseat a government, which assembly also close to being
the government can initiate the process. Yes, for a total.
No, so close name, you know.
In what sense? Say, constitution, no shame more, was we the people. So you just give the people the authority to reenact a constitution. Okay. That's the point. A referendum, say MPBM.
Okay.
And they know there is doable. As
Okay.
There.
Okay.
Now it depends on the political will. Yes.
I don't wish I clauses be a woman yana more politicians in the papa and your person be can.
Well, that one I wouldn't be able to say. Now, maybe him say some of our problems are there in the constitution. What they have, for instance, the issue of the executive power is too much.
The president of the day no too much power.
And now what they share a particular article 58 say president in Nuamu, the majority of ministers must come from parliament. It's inconsistent with the whole system of governance because the legislature must be independent of the executive.
Okay.
Now, if Nimi no Kabomua, how can they exercise their oversight
separation of powers but say checks and a balance.
No, but that's not the method of checks and balances. But when you are combining the executive and the legislature, it defeats the whole question of checks and balances. You know?
I see. And Nana, Ebia say democracy and Ukraine chefa. Almost ye my was say democracy no ye African dear a beboy ni and nanu wo mubi nanka ye kama. What you say?
Why? I'm say can you come here? I'm say they won't fit your siena na a war. A woman sana a consum ne me mountain na wonanam emu but na somdwe mapa enti ase ne ya adwuma na somdwe mapa so wo oman no mu na ya chichire wo men ya firi nananum penso a beduru me fa se bla na gana akranya afa hodie ni nyina na wo mo asetena mu no aye enti na kan bi ma men kan bi sa kan bi ma men kan bi kura ne wa ga wonfo asamma me yanka se ne yenkon yenko hu abrewa enipa be sanso ankono a ye woni mi de pa ne yakọ sa yanko fa adwen na so mensi asem a wakan ye yenhwe mmara no se de be ya ene no bedie ye froma yiwa no ye busa wonsam ne ade de ne je ansa na so twen bi be ba no penifo hwe ehunu se aso mensi difa ti kan bi ma men kan bi de na wo ho na enu bi na me kan asema profo kan sisi e bra ye nyini na ye koye nimu bia na nsesa ye ba kan ni pa wi ya se muntu bafo wanam na ye ko ba ya momfa mama so mesin ko na mama nsa professor Frimpong mo ko hona mama so mesin ko no nso nyese ene phone ye frɛ ya aso mesin ewu enti ye penso na sa emna no ana ye den sanne ye ntubo phone ko ne nsa adaje eni ho enti se wo hye mena bi se enipa ewu a yentu nipa nsia na nkwa enya adwuma enti se mena no che nyina no ne wo se yetimi hwe de ebeboa ye enemafo ni anamontu se wi ase sesa ena mbere sesa no ne no menso dane edane nso no anane bia ebecho ebedane acho enti ne mra no me ne no eya adwene na democracy asema na wo kana se ne yesi hu no enya bibiri mu de ene nam so sisi ebiza samne prof baye ene ye ka amanya sampa aka ye hia ne ye kwa ene ye adamfo na mu ye begina ha ye hunu ye ho sa atamfo ti democracy ne mu de ye ne ye kan e mu de ye ne ye See a better pa, metma can say, and penning for no binum, and more man and watch. We say, Bassas as a topper, no me a politician, I met my friend, me a man, the United, so Bassas and a friend be there, oh, my fa. But a barman, your same one, whom in your base and a town for. Minim, say be a man to my yan will be by you. Instead, your democracy is see, I know, dear. I can't say democracy, crazy. That's a democracy.
Boy, a dumb.
Men dear, dear, who is here a party? And say, and what I was here to me, a shannon fee, and manano, a whom yet didn't, a man nipper be quatra. If it says, yes, a wood tier radio station, Sibia, that will be what I'm an I say, Jato. Send a quanya faso casa, a quanya faso ye, and maybe no, a buffoni yaw dear be, a one democracy no more massesiano, done. And they say, be a year pa, or money at chichro. And dread just to the young dinner will be so beba. I bet was something in your fapping pebia.
Good.
Now, also, Inca, yenya African democracy. Ni obi be a friend African democracy. Obi was
no, ye need by your suban into your war. If you say, yenya wa kwanya ye fast arbitration, ye faso, a year. Gongonte we will free Brudins and Gongonte for the singer. I guess what do you turn and be an India a son. I am on face the way anyway. Inti the entire mammy can say BB some the say. Yan to do yet me a cogia drew a tree will be signed. Oh, year, a hammer, meet me for calling so, a man, what's wrong. Bruni, dear, be our battery to you. One fetch you wouldn't say, dear, no, one shinny pediani suit, no matter the pebby a show moon. You better tell Biania, my name and any man and one faso. As a player, see. Subanda cocoa quita will be near and a coach in the street. No more shed the wounded moon in Kunimidian see car, or the Ashan Bo or Benyaji. But he had what a shed no maybe me was a prof nanka, Sadia was here the mano. Name wom and I'm say be a yen enough for Kunti and cat. Democracy, you're going to say, yeah, we are one bro. I mean, children so much.
Prof, 63 years. Who share yen in a at the same. Yet, ya Jefamu, dear Malaysia, she South Korea, she Singapore, and Nesha baby or Madru. Inti ya dear Graza.
Oh, you bet him I can't say ya yebi. Name mum no dear, me kakra me who say. Ya to see bebre a kese ka yetimi ko chain ni ayewe ubegye di pa say me pie America first time 73.
Wow. Younger
woman and Africa, wow. Any media because say
Kurasini meko pie ho maybe call university or America na institution omo frɛ yen no omo frɛ no legal center na it's a Ford Foundation na omo finance and no omo person omo boama African countries no people in law field na academic pie hobie na maami anu odano no de ekotena Tudor Hotel.
Okay.
A ben UN Plaza. Then ye sorry ano pa na abane office. Ni duru anajo kakra. Ntia sorry ya ye ko mi si abonten. Homre akoda o. Na mi twamani hwe Accra. Na mi hwe New York. Asema mi bie ma no ka kire mi colleague say, "Oh no, our leaders have disappointed us."
73.
73.
And I will cancer.
Na mi twamani hwe na re no obi krom de everything is so perfect. Na yeti we mu no. And in those days Accra was reasonably decent.
Yes.
Now about 40 years later, we can't seriously say yeah, progress be a year. Why? more importantly, say the governance system has failed us. Say wrong foundation, and we need to correct it. We are political affiliation, is the source of wealth. It's synonymous. Say we rap politics, we should be rich. No, it's supposed to be service, which is not the case in Ghana. Inti obinua onye productive is earning. Teacher for sebi omu produce ye nyina bema wa obeye politician obeye dienio no. How are we treating them? Inti 1 year, say yetimi financing nebeboa with development, and we are not putting money there. We are rather servicing those who are unproductive for the nation. Specifically, I have a problem with the number of politicians, parliamentarians. Because baby, no problem there. Me say maximum 50 members of parliament.
Hey, oh, 75 not 200 no.
No, prof me 100. I'm saying, well, I may go for the 100. What do we need 275 people to sit there? What are they doing?
They are representing their constituents.
Please, we can divide the nation into proper way. What we need here, local government system, let's say strengthen, and then you say only Kugu parliament. A waste of resources, and we should change that practice in this nation.
What if say you join crowd society say you create more seats that should be your best sorry you come by 320.
Please, we don't need that. But
they tell us that we development. Nti shehono say Krobi and our constituency we development say hono ombeba be district capital and ombeba benya omo region and answer womo ebenya womo MP ana.
Now see MP no they can command a large constituency. Within that, as I was saying, say local government, what direct connection with the people. A holiness is strengthened. Local government is really very, very important. Now, because you threshold say you need a minimum of 5 million to establish a parliament here, constituency for parliament here. Then within that 5 million, we distribute the number of districts near any local.
As in 5 million cities.
Yeah. No. I mean,
you need 5 million citizens
for a
constituency.
Yes, for purposes of parliament.
But see, no prof. Nipa say na yenye ebeti anka se we mama dosun so yenya constituency because ufati se bantama. She nipa eguo. And so one MP ne wo. Now so ubefa another constituency wo. Ebi ati se enkran ha na se sirim baby no. Enifa kakra bi no my constituency.
He said nothing America say we should now establish a different method of determining who qualifies to be a parliamentarian. And I say the number of citizens that will be required for purposes of establishing a constituency for parliament. Who say the whole nation, me 50 no dey be a too drastic. We can go to a maximum of 100. Now to me, no dey.
So anyasa wo can say wo dey 275 me and me count. But who say
me tisukra completely maximum of 100. Parliamentarians
so
of the whole nation.
What will we do to them?
Well, senior establish the rest will just find their way out. Because let's use our resources for the development. Schools in and baby in school. Hospitals and wugu now yeah, causes and Crawford Parliament. What are they doing for the nation?
They are legislating laws.
Please, we don't need that number for legislating laws. It's a radical view, but something that I strongly feel say address seriously. Because it's wrong. I mean, instead of people moving into productive areas, will be up to parliament.
It's entrepreneurship and
can't you see that?
Establishing businesses. No.
Why do you have to? Now after 4 years, I talk amount. Why are we wasting our money on that?
They are serving us.
Please.
Prof, say please. Prof, ebi mu kasa nkebe kra yemfa seal ento so. Yan kapino. And yes, I need that. You be sure be say see isi no what to me say or sha baby or say what constituency and what into this 275 I would kra wunya yanka ye be so about 100 no. That kra be da be sorry 4 years time be ran say.
Yeah, nam 400.
Yeah, nam 400.
And I say yetimi establish here you say ni American say ebia for a person, a constituency to be established, you need a minimum of so many citizens. No, they are very difficult for UC to just be upgrading because the constitution as it stands now, no, they are making room, say, after census, you know, when they determine they can always go up. And you know, you're part of the
back to first point, you say, see 1992 constitution, yes. A problem.
Yeah. You should trash it and go back to something more workable. A lot of people don't see it, but personally, I think so.
Prof, just said they were relaxed here. We should trash it. Go back to something. What just say? Young touching baby and baby before. Very easy, sir.
Why not? It's a will. Will of the people. See, when the referendum is thrown to the people based on argument here, but you say no, you betray. Name after such and say, you come, you do say, you convinced to say,
okay,
this constitution has its own shortcomings. Who sit down? Well, when it is more expertise, and about the road in dancing. Foundation, no, you're wrong. You know, it's automatically it affects everything else. Governance system, we are okay. A lot has to do with the constitution itself. How can we have a system as SEBI? So it's too radical. I have no hesitation. A lot of people who say, Prof, American Constitution, it took them so many years and so forth. But American Constitution, do you know how it came about? The way the original people fought, Adam Sinonia did to have it. Now, yes, constitutional confer ordinary people, but no say you see a constitution. I don't think it's durable and it's sustainable.
Diagro.
Nana member hona ya ba behwe ya sitting animu a yetie sese yi ene enen so said ye wiase ekọ nanim wo no technology wise no ye betimi aka se o ye de ya de ye hunti ya de ye hu completely fa hudie no ye nya ne yie anase ya de ye hu so da so wonkoaso mu kwan bi so ne enko baba nyara agoprama so mra ye ba ye besia beka sa asem ne ye be fi na na ho
needs of Ghanaians, and indeed under the watch of President Akufo-Addo, they have a policy, the rearing for food and jobs, and these groups of people, and the railway line are here as well. And recently we've seen the construction of a railway line ongoing from our Mpakadam through to Tema and other areas in the country, and it's exciting to know that that is being revived as well. The masqueraders, of course, always on parade. The Volta region, the region that recently gave birth to the Uti region, it's here also displaying their unique identity, their culture, and some bobo dance as well. You cannot miss Volta. No, there's no way. Sally, you, I'm sure you identify with this.
I do identify with it. The Volta region, the bobo dance, and it's done in a special fashion because it might look very easy, but if you don't take care, you can't twist the handkerchiefs around and get it moving throughout the dance. Interesting to see our rich culture in diversity being displayed.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the Keita port. I saw that a while ago. 63 years of independence, 63 years of the name Ghana, but people have said that after 63 years what gains have we made as a people? All too often, we have tended to look at the negative stories and failed all too often to see the positives that Ghana has made, the positive marks and gains that Ghana has made in the last 63 years. Internationally, Ghana is acclaimed as an icon of peace and a beacon of democracy. And so there are times that I believe, Teacher Kantanka, that we must pause to reflect not just on the negatives, but also on the many, many positive things that have happened to Ghana in the last 63 years.
Yes, that we are united cannot be left out. It is only unfortunate that occasionally lack of knowledge makes some politicians make statements which divide us. But this is enough to tell us that what is important is to make sure that all that we do is towards unity.
Yes,
Asante
Vice President
has always been at the center of culture, not because they are the only people with culture. All have their culture, and today we have seen culture displayed from all regions. The culture here is strong and maintained because they were the last to be colonized. Those at the coast had theirs a bit adulterated just because they had opportunity, if you like, to associate themselves with a European group type of culture, in them. We are told that the people here did not want independence. This we must learn that is not true, because Ashanti had to give up its own independence to join the coastal people, that is the Gold Coast, to attain independence. Before Ghana's independence, Ashanti was an independent nation. It was rather the Gold Coast that was under the British control. And when the time came for the Gold Coast to demand their independence, Ashanti met and decided that no, we cannot have our independence when our brothers don't have theirs. So let's drop our independence, join them as a one nation, call ourselves also Gold Coast. So Ashanti became part of the Gold Coast, and they fought for their independence. So that is a big sacrifice.
The 63rd Independence Day parade here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Just heard Teacher Kantanka, who is a historian at the Minsha Palace, tell us that contrary to some historical narratives, that the Ashanti Kingdom at the time did not want Ghana to be independent, that indeed they joined the rest of the people of the then Gold Coast to strive and to fight for the attainment of independence. And so whoever has that narrative, you must begin to revise your notes at this point in time. We are still seeing various groups. These are nurses groups showing what stuff they are also made of, participating actively here at this independence. These are fruit sellers and producers. Everyone, all people from all walks of life are here, and they are fully participating in this event. And what excites me about this is, Selikem, the patriotism. Nobody is being paid for taking part in this parade. Everyone here is doing that on the basis of volunteerism. And so it means that the Ghanaian can volunteer, the Ghanaian can offer service for free, the Ghanaian is patriotic, the Ghanaian, Otumfuo right there, sitting in state together with his wife and other dignitaries from the Ashanti kingdom. And so I was talking about the spirit of the Ghanaian when the right atmosphere is created for him. You don't agree with me?
Exactly. It's important for us to acknowledge that we are who we are. We have an identity. That identity is something that cannot be taken away from us. No matter how globalized we are, being the Ghanaian you are, with the language you speak and where you come from makes you you. And it is protecting our land, our natural resources, our assets, and defending what we have. And there you have in your short the Kayaye who have just come in.
We were telling you earlier about the Kayaye.
Just before them, bushmeat sellers just gone by, but you see the Kayaye.
And for those who may not be familiar,
they do not need a banner. Yeah. They by their headpans you can tell what they are and who they are and what they trade in.
Yes, these are the Bushmeat Sellers Association. These are not just ordinary meat sellers, but they're the bushmeat. That's the first time I'm having to know that there's an association of bushmeat sellers, and it's exciting to see this association. Then it means that the bushmeat industry can be regularized and regulated. I beg your pardon. That's because anybody kills anything and calls it bushmeat, but once they have an association, I'm sure that they will ensure that we have wholesome meat coming from Ghanaian bushes.
And it also raises the point of having minority groups involved in whatever you're doing, and no matter how little the group is, or no matter how small the business community is, it is represented here.
Let's now look at the Kayaye, and for those who are not familiar with the word Kayaye or Kayayo, simply refers to a girl who carries items on the head. It's headquarters around markets in Ghana, and there is a strong advocacy to help these girls and take them off the streets, give them something more dignifying to do than carry items on their heads like that. I'm sure they are here to make a statement, and these are young pupils from different schools here displaying what they hope to become in future. In Ghana, most children want to either become doctors or lawyers or nurses, and we are seeing that these are our future leaders, exactly. And the president. This is another. Okay, so you found us laughing there. It's a relief. It's a comic relief. So, Commander, we have the Veterans Administration Ghana.
Yeah.
The Veterans Administration Ghana. At this point, I'll go back to the Teacher Kantanka to take some comments from Teacher Kantanka. Teacher Kantanka, you were telling us about the veterans, the war that was fought, the Second World War. What actually led to that war, and why did people from the then Gold Coast participate at that war?
Yeah, the Second World War, which started in 1939 and ended in 1945, was sparked by Germany. I think at a point in time, Germany wanted to control the world, and they started taking control over the neighboring states around Europe. So the world was alarmed, and the whole world decided to stop Germany from that act. And Ghana was part of Britain. That is, Britain was our colonial master, so wherever they went, we had to go with them. So people were recruited from here to fight at different fronts to liberate us from the German control. That is where we had these veterans coming from. After the war, the pensioned soldiers organized themselves into an association called Veterans Association. It is this same veteran who marched to the castle to demand some rights from the colonial master, where three of them were shot, and that sparked the independence struggle.
And the three were Sergeant Ajite, Corporal Atipo, and Private Odati Lamte. The president conferring with his guest of honor, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Seated to the left of the president, of course, is his wife, the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Ekufu-Addo. And so presently we are seeing the military setup.
Yes, those are the physical training instructors who are setting the stage for their physical training display. But before then, let me just add something little to what Teacher Kantaka said. The veterans, those who fought in the Second World War, most of them are very weak or have passed on. And so those on parade were persons who have participated in most of our peacekeeping missions. So most of the veterans could not march today because of their age.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so again, a snapshot of the beautiful scenes of Ghanaians. President J.A. Kufuor, he made it here as well. President J.A. Kufuor was president of the Republic of Ghana from 2001 until he handed over in 2009 to the late Professor J.E.A. Mills, who had won the elections in the year 2008, and the General Secretary of the new Patriotic Party, John Boyju, a while ago, conferring with some security personnel.
And of course, the theme for this year's Independence Day celebration is consolidating our gains as a people. We are looking back on how far we have come, the fact that we've been able to maintain the peace and unity in diversity, regardless of the fact that Ghana speaks 76 different languages, has 76 different languages. We still have that unity in diversity, and unity in diversity in terms of culture, in terms of other things, as well as our way of doing things. And this year we are focusing on consolidating our gains. What are our gains as a people, and how are we bringing this to bear together as a people? How are we putting our wheels to the shoulder to make our nation great and strong and maintain the peace?
In many events organized by the military, and I've seen military officers display and show what stuff they are made of. I've seen displays and events organized by cultural groups, and how beautifully they can display the culture of Ghana and the diversity of Ghana, but never have I seen such a mix of all activities, whether cultural, religious, and military, and school children come together to provide such a beautiful scene. This is the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, and we have already told you, we heard from the police PRO of the Ashanti region himself a while ago. The stadium is already filled to capacity. They are unable to accept any new entrants, and he has urged all those who are not yet here to remain at home and watch the proceedings on TV, because there's no longer space to accommodate anybody at the stadium here. And that tells you the extent to which the people are excited about the relocation of this year. But this is a beautiful display of some Ghanaian dancers.
And from the northern belt of our country is the Pamaya dance, which is performed solely by men. This dance was first performed in the early 19th century to mark an end to a protracted drought that hit most parts of the Dogon state in the northern region. Like Kora and Sakai, Pamaya has several segments with its own name. the Center for National Culture in Kumasi. The trainers are Berima Esumedu Sechi, the Regional Director for the Center for National Culture, Mustafa Isa, Head of Performing Arts Department of the Center, Kofi Obeng Onyina, the Sectional Head, and Julius Yao Kwansa, the Acting Dance Instructor and Choreographer.
And that was a performance from
Next, we shall have military physical training display.
And the military will now show us their physical training display. So again, what's the significance of such a display on an occasion such as this? But again, anytime we have these scenes, I cannot resist the temptation just to express my own excitement and admiration for the beauty. You can see the diversity. Even though you find a lot more people in Kente, and this is where we have the military people coming in.
Exactly. Physical fitness is #1 requirement of every military person. And so for those who will be interested in joining the military in future, if you are not fit, please, you are out of the question. And these are physical training instructors. And so they will have to be extra fit, more than the average military person. There are some displays that you would see here and you think it's very easy. If you want to try it, you end up breaking your limbs or your neck. And so I would advise children in their homes that never to try it. So it's just to show to the whole world the fitness level of the Ghana Armed Forces. And also to let you know that some tasks may not be that simple, but with constant training, you can easily overcome them.
Particularly in Tamale, we saw, and that picture went viral after the 6th of March 2019, when we saw that military person jump through a ring of fire without scratching himself. That picture went viral after the 6th of March on that day.
Then I think you should stand by for more of such pictures.
Okay, so these are the physical trainers.
Yes, so that is their leader. He just come to ask permission for them to commence. And so that is the prone lying and thigh support. So those on the chairs have thigh support and those in front have prone lying. And then
wow.
We have shoot through and split to sit. That was there a while ago. And that was the backward roll and forward roll out of chair act. So that is backward roll forward out of the chair, and then forehead spring and backward roll to sit. It looks very simple, but it's not that simple.
Can imagine the hours of rehearsal that had to go into doing this, because as an individual you may be able to do it alone, but to do it together with others and in unison would demand a lot of practice and rehearsal. I just saw what happened there.
Yes.
And it's almost like marching while still engaging in some form of exercise.
Yes.
And they are doing it to precision and timing.
Yes, back band lift and handspring in pairs. That's what we are watching now. Bend back lifts and handspring in pairs.
So these are the personnel,
the physical training instructors
who train
the military personnel.
The military personnel.
Yes, and they are military personnel themselves.
Commander, did you go through this?
Oh yes, every military personnel goes through.
You did this?
I may not know. I didn't necessarily do it because I am not a PTI. So the PT course is also a core.
And the crowd went ecstatic over this one.
Because it's pretty.
Yes,
very nice.
it was very nice. But if there was a mistake there, you can imagine the kind of pain it would have caused the receiver of that mistake.
Exactly.
And so, and this is where the warning comes in. Do not try this at home. You need to be an expert to be able to try some of these stunts that the military personnel here are displaying. The president obviously
the president's excited
with what he's seen. He's the commander-in-chief
of
the Ghana Armed Forces. If this is what it takes to join the military, no wonder I'm a journalist. I could never have joined the military.
Oh, you can with determination. I believe everything in life is about determination. And most of us go without having any idea, but with determination, one can sail through. But it's difficult, I must admit. So that's one phase of the display. And now we are having the individual displays. So that's a freestyle display by the physical instructors. And the aim is to test their ability and agility.
And the response from the crowd is... So at this level, you as a physical trainer on this stage, you come and do whatever you feel like doing?
But they've rehearsed, so you know which one you are doing and which the other person is doing. So that we can have a variety of them.
Wow. Do not try this at home. You will feel dizzy. I'm already feeling dizzy on his behalf. I feel dizzy on his behalf, really. That was amazing. That was amazing. Again, shots from the Baba Yara Sports Stadium in Kumasi, filled to capacity stadium. Ghanaians are enthusiastic about Ghana. The people of Kumasi are enthusiastic about Ghana, and they're excited that this honor has been done them. The national parade has been brought to their doorsteps, and currently the physical trainers of the Ghana Armed Forces on display, showing us what stuff they are made of. And if you have ideas of joining the military, perhaps these are some exercises you may be psyching yourself up for.
Exactly. You may have to take part in some of these, especially if you are physical training instructor. If you join the physical training instructors, then you would have to necessarily take part. The next is horse work. And I'll leave the description to you.
Horse work.
Horse work.
Okay, so when you said horse work, I was looking out for where the horses were. But I'm not seeing horses. I'm seeing men jump over
what looks like a horse.
What looks like a horse. Yes. And so this is what to ensure that if you meet any obstacle, you will be able to scale over.
Cross it easily. Yes. So that is face vault on and off. Then we have the through vault and astride vault.
Right. That was beautiful. Yes, all part of it. Of course, Asantino's 82, Otumfo's 82, the second, also admiring the scenes here. He must be a very proud king at the moment. He's here admiring and observing events as they unfold. The scenes here are so beautiful. The cameras will not be able to bring every thing to you in your homes, but we'll try to give you as much as we can. This is still the armed forces, the Ghana Armed Forces, displaying some skills. These are physical trainers, and Commander Veronica Ahen, who is here in commentary position with me, has been warning us that we should not try this at home. This is for experts. If you are not one, do not try it. You may end up hurting yourself. Selikam, did you ever dream of engaging in any of these exercises?
Absolutely not. It appears that even this one was well rehearsed over and over again. It takes a lot of effort and skill to have to get to this point of perfection.
Wow.
This is just admirable, and you can just hear the crowd appreciate the display, the physical display.
Of course, the Ghana Armed Forces, noted as one of the best around the world on many UN peacekeeping missions. The reports have indicated that the Ghana Armed Forces have been very professional and meticulous at
and
whatever it is they do. Yes.
And that is the dive and roll through the loop. Dive and roll through the loop.
Oh. So, and two persons come almost at the same time, and
one dives through the loop. Sorry.
Oh,
one creates
wow,
a loop,
okay.
and the other one dives through it.
And here again, with the least mistake, there could be a crash of heads.
Exactly.
It's
so it's done with training. And let me add that Lieutenant Gershon Adase and his able safety supervisors, Chief Petty Officer Class 1 Aqua Bernard, Staff Sergeant Oklu Roland Moses, and Petty Officer Class 1 Seshi Sylvester, Flight Sergeant Amponsa Jeffrey, and Staff Sergeant Adato Courage worked tirelessly to bring this personnel to this level. Even though they are physical training instructors, they still needed to train.
This is GBC's coverage of the 63rd Independence Parade and the first national parade ever to be held in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi. The first was in the northern regional capital of Tamale. And here in Kumasi, we're seeing beautiful scenes, beautiful sounds, beautiful people, beautiful cultures, diversity of cultures meeting at one spot. And that spot is here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It's still the loop and dive and loop.
Dive and roll through the loop. But this one is somersault through the loop. So he has created the loop by you somersault over him.
Oh, wow.
So that's a higher jump.
Yes,
that's a higher jump.
One.
And again, with the least of mistakes, we could have trouble in our hands. And so what it means, again, is that don't try this at home. It's for the experts. And this is just an indication of how physically fit the men of the Ghana Armed Forces are. And I'm beginning to get memories of Tamale coming back. I saw something similar, and then it began to blaze with fire, and we had men and personnel from the Ghana Armed Forces jump. Okay, so we go. There we go again. You can. And the crowd is responding to this again. The crowd went ecstatic over this one. Anytime someone jumps through it successfully, because if you fail to do so, you will not go back home the same.
You can't afford to touch any of the edges.
You cannot.
But this will also be very hot.
Yes, it is fire, so it's hot.
Oh dear.
So again, I'm always curious about some of these things. So, in practicality, what would this do for us as a people or as an army? What's this supposed to mean?
That if you have a mission to accomplish and you need to overcome this, then you have to find a way of overcoming it. You don't have to allow fire to be an obstacle. You don't have to allow rain to be an obstacle. In fact, nothing must be an obstacle.
We've seen should not be an obstacle because they're jumping at a high altitude, if you like. But again, you have to be so precise that you have to go through fire to be able to get to your task. Wow. And so there we had it. He tried to jump over it, but indeed, okay. So this is jumping over it.
Yes,
the first was jumping through it. Now it's jumping over it actually. Okay, and
that's he jumped paying compliments.
What does that mean?
He was saluting when he jumped through the ring. Oh, you didn't see it. You missed it.
That was very fast. Paying compliments. He was saluting. He was saluting whilst jumping at the same time.
Exactly.
And he jumps through.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yes.
And the president is rising to show his appreciation.
So the leader is going to ask permission again for them to march off. Yes, and their motto is strong mind, strong body.
Strong mind,
strong body.
Yes.
Of course, you need a strong mind to be able to withstand some of the very torturous experiences, and then you need a strong body to be able to withstand the very physically demanding tasks that the Ghana Armed Forces have to go through in order to protect our territorial
After semi, I come out of my Ghana. Mumma made in Ghana, no my own. I know about my made in Ghana, no my own.
Ebia de Kumasi de na Accra Studios hanso ye de na ose crunchy our ye lecture African Studies Department for University of Ghana and wabo sepre wano ene pempeswa aha kwame neti pempeswa ne so no wo bono wo de hunim e ya akobisem ne ye nkire wo na emum ye beko no na mbisa senti yenya fa hodi ampa bronyi say are we truly free?
I have some pisa nyade yenya na yenya baby ayede yenya yetira kwahye no emsese ye hye baby ayehye na nka bia ebebo akakra efisa yade ano enyade na no ma bebre na profo kan bibi se kasa Ghana nye bia mfia duesia miensen ana yeboa emse ye dru baby nanso akwanya na nka daya num mfia duesia miensen kebetima ya abro so waman bi kura nuri sa so womo dru akiri kakra yan hwe se Ghana ye nipa wo pa adwuma ye yanka mfia duesia ana wo kwa ahomje mu
no correct
tinka na mfia miensen na je so wo fie tie mu sasa ntse Ghana yare a wono an betima pebosia ahwe no ho yare ana eno ne ande a wasi ebusa enti
no kra nko bepa wosia nko wosika da wo beyi akase me ko asipiti ni amabosuom
e de ahwe no ho so nko ye surgery bia no hye enti ya me say aka bebere ya wosam ne say ni nyina chi no say yakọ homade akakra kra e bebo no memu age say obi odomfo bi nso
ebeso yim
ya da adom na wo hwe no ma ekunni ne ani ntine nimidifo wo memu a em say bredri say wo say sorry e say fa hunde ne de ya je nipa no nanso wo hwe ya dwene ye no ma ye ne no ma ekoso a ye won ko asum kakra na wo say yetimi ehwe ho nso yi nanso nkachi ani da so ho so if you say America grand fans am fie be ahanu ne akire ne age ye de timfie aduesia miensa na kyese se yetime to fa pempa ebeboa na wo hwe se de no ma akọ oba ya na me pese meko if you say yetimu ya dina ma enipa wo saye no se be ye yi ama me nyankoso a me mfa won sa wo kra be hwere wo
nanso tete no na ntisa
wodo no so se sika akwa ye tue so firu akwa atoye mem ona me ba pafiri ntimi ni media make anajo nipa da sene a woso obo ban empeni fo ekura age ahoho ni bia ma hondan ye tuna najo bambofo a woso wetimi ye edru weekend and on so ko o de ye mechime ebi se emwa ne be menchima ho akire wo ensuye nyina sei nipa be se mpem opepe besa has biasa 30 million ne wa ha se da korokora obi anom special IC ba kokora da koro na bisa se nsuo no to ahe na ekoro ye di enwo we di abura me bia kan kyire ma ye ba na nanom so bre ansa na ye nya Ghana nti mesre se ye fa ho de ne de ye nya ani gie o ma bi nnu ye de but ye firi ho ba besa sanka yentu ho anamo na ya manyofo no me ehunu ye ho sa atamfo na o men ye wi ne nkoso nyina no ejina wansam na nka enso ye nya ye wo fam yo ama Ghana nso aye bia nipa bi be bodin da ache e de ahye ne ho ani ntimi kakra America no na
mo ne kasa nana prof
eno oba ya no amu
me professor
eno
tuyefo na ye sorry anu no
o sa o ho
mi rani o se me pese me ma akra wa twen ache
me da ase ene kada also no betra hadia me kakra afua nanaso okasa ono sie suusa so mpanisem wonimu ohu emse niema atosin kakra fa hodie nde yensaka na ne asi etimi bi se ho se ne edaya nimu no ye yekoni yi ana asesen
okay
na mekai se mede akasa mre bi atwam pen ayi Roman software bi near friend father camping no wo doko akabebi na o chro commentaries Roman for na me ka bibi kakra fi ni ho o say o hwe Middle East ho no a lakes mienu lake no kura ni twi yesele Tadie mienu ne wo ho Dead Sea ena Galilee Yesu tenase no na ni ministry no wo Galilee so lake no mienu ensonso ye demo ni se Dead Sea ni nsuo be gina mu a enko ba bia ni nsuo na pro nti adwene ba mu a no omso awu Galilee no nsuo no ba mu a na atoa so na ekọ nti life wo ho na hwe nipa ka ese saa ni Yesu ban bibia ebeba wo wakwan mu no awurade pese nam so na ekọ
beautiful
Ghana ha no wo hwe se be ya asetremu neyi a ye ka se oba ya wakonwa ni a adwuma we ni ade ama wo adwuma about mu ase de ne menya firi mu inse se wo be ye adwuma no ama ayento aso ama oman no ne obi enya bi ntu hwe mu a efi fa ahodie mre besi saa mre nyina no duduo no wo oman mu no ne amenya ena mepe ohu nti mebi aye fom yenya entity yese ye do tena ho ayedwuma ma oman no enya mfaso nti odi nipa no tena ho pe ne wo pe die nkwa no wo pe nti obi a wo bebe mu a wo be ye sebe wo betwintwa na namni ne a wo bedie no esese ye pam wo firi ho ye twitwa nipa na tini ade and say PAD for bebre pull them down no e wo oman no mu no nti no emwa nti yenhwe na yentimi emfa amammu a yenyina ye do tena ho a accountability obebu akonta ne yenyina nso yemfa mra no nyadwuma na emwa oman no anye saade a sebe nkuma edi akire no ombebre
Yada prof wase prof wanu hwammo ne kasa prof kwa me frempon ye professor ankasa wachira de pesisi o wa ahmegie mu 63 years ago no a 13-year-old boy no wo adanwoma so
adanwoma si o
adanwoma se ansa adanwoma so di anka ba bi anwini kentin wo
ho na no na make adanwoma se
ba bi anwini kentin ba bi anwini kentin
papa no
I want that prof wo and ora or say crunchy et afa na na or say crunchy na na so order so chira de e wo African Studies Department or University of Ghana the amount for the name the pa ni say ye beka so bo Ghana guitar enye Ghana guitar ye friend seprewa or say ma de ketwe enkasa ena de ketwe yi kasa seprewa se di bi ketwe ana bi ketwe osese enu na na aboma no bona na eja o treni ne ba entina kwame nsu di akire na kwame nso onana
me bapa
obapa anti kwame dachi bia kwame be sori afiri eyi pempe so ane so no wa be bo seprewa
amen
yeda mo asepa enema ho fa nyina ne enwom kromba mo so be dwado wamuo edi asama ye no wonum sa kapoma dwa mo se dwen eye awofa for no enu ani adwo ebu aje enu ani awofa enti we hwe omachi akwan ahemfo amo pese mo fa no tietia na obi ba ye obekire ye ntumafra ementumafra mema no a munhu ntuma ni fra na de ye hunu nyina dwabia na ntuo ye se meyiri besi na nye unim fra na ye ne sa ya memfra meyiri besi bia unim fra na etwi fom achemfo me wo mbibidi eskafo amantem enya asem ketwa na amwako nketia waye ni sidi kama onene papa wono so ne papa na kire no ne papa ye na kwadwo nketia na ne papa ne ba ne na amwako nketia ene wo be kire ntuma frofri kuma se ton kwacha center ene be kire ye tu na mo a ya no apesidi ni bi ato ene ye ba ye nso ye dua ne die mu nyina de eye eyiwa restaurant and spa gym wo ho betimi akwa akotene wapom ena ye hure dey a wo da fie manifa ho koye spa kakra ope baabi na watopunu bi a restaurant ho ho omo space kese a obetimi ede aye wo event bi a opese o me delivery ma baabi a wo bia nso ayiwa restaurant and spa do aduane no ebebro omo aduane nso de sofuma na paite aduane e fe wonum 0244 666690 and 0244 225567 owo achimota melcom no achiri pe yeda wo mase papa ena de crew no obia bai se me hyase se me bobo list ya o kumase fo ne ma ene enagure da amafo ada ena nsu crew obia sora ba adwuma enti efi executive producer Father Dixon so eba be see head of production Mr. Roger Kote ena de wadanu coordinator eyesi mfa ha wabona adwuma no pa ne ne bai Mr. Kyo yeda se pa director of photography DOP Edward Bediakon and afe yen sound man head of sound Richard and Obisi tai friend said digital one ne ba Emmanuel Nogbe wo muso man na kra and cameraman on duty mehu ya be ni tintin enkesese no okofra o za adwo akapia weche kesese okofra mantem na nso ha Godfrey Domekpo and Jacob Kubi ahofe guess ni check the pa Robert Robert Ribeiro and a Amwako Papa B and a floor man on duty Sadat Mohammed and a Randy Samuel na producers no Sika Akwagwa Pia and a Prince Obimpe and Gladys about Gladys and so Eboye Loretta na Oyo makeup sister no and wa mama ho aye fetu Joyce Mensa yatima udi no agro bedu special papa Isaac the body na penyimfo master control room for no Daniel Dun Kansa elder Samuel Apia elder Apia Carlos omu nyina so wo ho a omu chinchin fidie no amayen life aye kokumase ba nyina ye Eric Asare ye dase pa kumase feed ni nyina so de Jeff mo kwashi mo na yenua penny same yenua penny ai Samson Kwame Nyameche na ye Jeff ba birthday Jeff ba birthday nka me re ye fi hwe ma nya kra me nso ko ma me nya Jeff ba birthday na ansa wati Jeff ba no edi no we ye me birthday pa na ya yira me akosi ase wa aboadu akose na wa nko school ofie o hwanti ya akosi ase wa aboadu o Lighthouse Mission School e wa sokwa Kumasi akosi na wanya 4 years efri me o auntie papa na papa Jeff nsia ene o maame Mrs nsia aboadu o papa ye adwuma wo UTV Kumasi cameraman na obo adwuma pa ya damu ase o ye nya mwase ya demo hye adwoa ye bu agei ene awofa enwom to no ensa na afei ye wia na ye demo akokumase yakokumase na speeches awodo no president his excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ewo ho na afei Trinidad and Tobago PM onu so aba empanifo ni nyina wontin kasa awodo na ebekoso no ye demo beko ti adwo ebu agye ne dom no ewie pa afei back to Kumase yen Syria texter Roberta Mrs. OKFM my happy birthday wonu crew ni nyina ne monkrofo no empress na ba kopani obi oka ho a omo ewish bia ye show ewo ekwan sno nkoso sesi ayi de ya kuna mani o mini crew ne say dase adwen Ghana mo maimu sem nya wahi asem dwen ho anopa awia ene emre nyina se wo bompa ya kai Ghana na se wunyankopon fa Ghana hye se Ghana beyo o my papa Ghana beyo sunko Ghana ebeyo krabehwe enu na che se oyo mamba pa enu na che se o my Ghana hodo nya de wo benya firi Ghana mprofo kaye no de ni benya firi akonwa yi so na mum de na meja wo ho na da chinchin ma de akai me wa ma me pia wa me ama me ho pia agegu aje yenkwe
Yes, that's the Ghana Army now. have the Ghana Navy.
And this is slow march.
Yes.
So at what point do you do slow march? And when does the slow march translate into a quick march? We've seen that a number of times, Commander Veronica. The last time we saw it started slow march, and before we knew it, the tune had changed and the steps had changed. They had started moving very quickly. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we have different types of steps. We have the slow march, we have the quick march, and we even have some which is much faster than the quick march. Those ones are normally used within our training institution. I believe we just start slowly and we warm up to the quick march. So there's no specific time to say this is the time for you to do slow march and that time you do quick march. On every parade, we try to display both, that we can walk slowly, we can walk majestically, and we can also walk very quickly when the need arises. So every parade, we try to have these two, slow and a quick time. And so now the contingent are first marching onto the stadium, after which only the Ghana Armed Forces will march past in slow time, and then the others will join in the quick time. And that's a color party in our shot a while ago. And colors are very, very important in the military. Colors have a long-standing history where men tied either their cloth or a piece of material on a pole to depict their location. And as militaries were formed, colors started evolving. And so on the battlefield, you always had your colors at a particular location, such that in the noise of the battle, it is raised aloft so that wherever you are, you can see it. Even as you fight, you make the effort to get to where your colors are. And once the colors were taken over by the enemy, you lost the battle and you became prisoners of war or slaves. And so colors have been protected since time immemorial. And that's a parade commander.
Right. So now let's listen to the parade commander.
Captain Edu Jemfi. It is only the armed forces that will march past in slow time, and when they are done, the other security services will join them to march past in quick time. And that's the Ghana Air Force. the gentleman on the horse in the white is the parade adjutant, Lieutenant Commander Jabbar Bentel. And the lead officer is the parade commander, Group Captain Edu Jemfi. And that was compliment paid to Mr. President. And anytime the parade is marching and gets to the days, Mr. President is expected to stand and take all the compliments before he takes his seat.
And Sergeant Sowa Benjamin. Number 4 escort contingent is the Navy female contingent, commanded by Naval Lieutenant Selina Bia. The supernumeraries are Sub Lieutenant Jennifer Abwaje and Sub Lieutenant Christabel Enima Echampon. The contingent sergeant major is Petty Officer Class 2 Aliga Nokwe Regina. The number 5 contingent is an Air Force male contingent, commanded by Flight Lieutenant Emmanuel Kelly. The supernumeraries are Flying Officer Richmond Abutiate and Flying Officer Anderson Don Komangma. The contingent's non-commissioned officer supernumerary is Warrant Officer Class 2 Kunuma Raymond. The number 6 escort contingent is the Ghana Air Force female contingent, commanded by Flight Lieutenant Precious Say. Her supernumeraries are Flying Officer Benedict Anna Achair Boy and Flying Officer Hamdallah Al-Hassan. The non-commissioned officer supernumerary is Flight Sergeant Asad Reta.
Set! Left! Wheel! Left!
Following the said contingent is the Parade Second in Command, Lieutenant Colonel Kwesi Ware Pepra. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Ghana Armed Forces contingents and the contingents from the other security services will march past in quick time. distinguished guests, approaching the dais now is the number 1 contingent, the Army male contingent from the Southern Command of the Ghana Army. The motto of the command is Kulum Shiri, ready and willing. Kulum Shiri, ready to fight. Kulum Shiri, shield the nation. Number 2 contingent is the Army all-female contingent, drawn from the Support Services Brigade Group. Their motto is press on, and the response is regardless. The number 3 contingent is the Ghana Navy male contingent, drawn from the Western Naval Command in 2nd D. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I request all to rise anytime the colors move past your location. An important feature of every military parade is the custom of carrying colors. And today we have 4 colors on parade: the Ghana National Color, the Ghana Army Color, the Ghana Navy Ensign, and the Ghana Air Force Color. The number 4 contingent is a Navy all-female contingent drawn from the Eastern Naval Command in Tema. Number 5 contingent is an Air Force male contingent drawn from the Air Force Base Accra, Air Force Base Takrade, Air Force Base Tamale, and the Air Force headquarters in Accra. The number 6 escort contingent is the Ghana Air Force female contingent. Personnel are drawn from the Air Force Base Accra, Air Force Base Takrade, Air Force Base Tamale, and the Air Force headquarters in Accra. The next 4 contingents are drawn from the Ghana Police Service. Number 7 contingent is commanded by Deputy Superintendent of Police, Kodo Kofi Robert. The supernumerary is Assistant Superintendent of Police, Stephen Kopna Abravi, and ASP Richard Nate. The contingent Sergeant Major is General Sergeant Ebenezer Tete. The number 8 contingent is commanded by DSP Mary Esikumsin, with ASP Sunrise Adika and ASP Rose Ajo Aliga as supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major is Policewoman Sergeant Ernestina Amponsan. The 9th contingent of the Ghana Police is commanded by DSP Baba Francis Kofi. The supernumeraries are ASP Roxy Jesse